In this video, we'll talk about mix of both the shade verbs and non-shade verbs. So I've mentioned some 10 examples out here. All you have to do is pick the right verb looking at the subject. Okay, you should look at the subject. Subject is nothing but what we focus on. What is the central point of the entire sentence, right? So usually the subjects come in the beginning of a sentence that we all know. We learned in the first two chapters that subject comes always in the beginning of the sentence more often than not. There are exceptions, and English is full of exceptions, but we are going to learn step by step. Let us assume now for this session that subjects usually come in the beginning of the sentence. And when you identify the subject, your job is to identify the right verb. Okay, let's look at these 10 examples and then match your subject with the verb. So if you have a singular subject, you should have a singular verb. If you have a plural subject, you should have a plural verb. I also mentioned that the singular verbs do not, do take, or do not take yes at the end. Yes, the singular verbs do take yes at the end, whereas the plural verbs drop yes at the end. This is exactly the reverse of nouns. When I say chair, it is a singular. When I say chairs, it becomes plural, right? But in the case of verbs, it is ulta, it is reverse. So if I say bring, it means a shared subject, a shared verb, sorry. And if it is brings, it is singular verb. Bring is plural verb, brings is singular verb. I hope you got this. This is going to be the most important of all whatever that you will learn in English. Unless you understand the singular verb, singular noun, plural verb, and plural noun, you will not be able to marry them. And it is very important in any simple sentence that you marry the singular verb with the singular subject, plural verb with the plural subject. So here, let's take the first one. Here, the first sentence says, rains bring or brings cheers to drought hit farmers. So which one you use? So we should always look at the noun or the subject of the sentence. Subject usually comes in the beginning of the sentence. So rains is the subject of the sentence. So the next question that we need to ask is, rains, is it singular or is it plural? Singular or plural meaning singular is one, plural means two or more. So rains, I'm talking about rains. Though there is yes at the end, it means plural. So you should match with the plural verb, which is bring, not brings. Okay. So I'm going to strike brings. It should be bring. Rains bring cheers. So again, let's go to the second one, books. So books are or is, it is simple. Books are, I'm going to knock off is. Problems of poor farmers seems or seem to be never ending. Which one I need to pick? Which one I need to pick? Bring, seems, or seem. Problems is the subject. You might say that poor farmers is the subject, but poor farmers is not the subject here, because we are talking problems of poor farmers. So we are going one level deep. If there is no problems out here, then poor farmers would have become the subject. But here we are talking about the problems of poor farmers. So your subject is problems. So when your subject is problems, then this is what? Plural subject. You should match with the plural verb, which is seem. Okay, so I'm going to strike off seems here. Okay, the other way to also understand is, if there is yes in the subject, there should not be yes here. So if there is yes in the verb, there should not be yes in this, in the subject line. So these things you can make out on your own. So one of the buildings in our locality. So we're talking about, definitely we're talking about buildings, but out of so many buildings, we're talking only about one. So we're talking about one. If it is one, I should match with the singular verb. So singular verb is was. So I'm going to knock off were. One more thing that you should also understand, that whenever you use one of, it should always be followed by buildings, not building. It should be one of the buildings. Why? Because out of so many buildings, you're talking about one. So naturally, logically, they should be buildings. Many people I hear saying, they say one of the building in our locality. No, one of the buildings should be. Let's go to the next one, fifth one. One of the books. You see here, one of the books. So I'm talking about one out of several books. So one of the books. Again, one is what? Singular subject. So I should use singular verb. That's why I'm going to knock off or are. So it is one of the books is on one of the books is on the erosion of Indian culture. Again, here, one of my friends. I have always heard many people saying this, one of my friend, one of my friend. It should always be one of my friends. It should never be one of my friend. Okay. Whenever you use one of, it should always be followed by plural. So one of my friends. So one is the singular subject. I should use is and not are. So I'm going to knock this off. One of my friends is a chartered accountant. Okay. Now, seventh one, Sridhar. Sridhar is a singular subject, so I should use the singular verb, which is jumps and not, okay, and not jump. Gopal and Sanjay. Gopal and Sanjay. I'm talking about two people out here, right? Talking about two people, I should use plural verb, which is make. So I'm going to knock off makes. Now, diamonds, ninth one, diamonds. I hope we all love diamonds. So diamonds are forever. I'm going to knock off our is. Why using are? Because the subject is diamonds. We're talking about more than one. So Seema is one person again. So Seema, we're talking only about Seema. So Seema is one person. I should use singular verb, which is wakes and not wake. So I'm going to knock this off. Wake. Seema wakes up early in the morning. Cool. So I've helped you with 10 examples of how to pick the right verb. Now it is your duty or the job to go through this homework and select appropriately. I will give you the answers in my next session about this homework, but please mention any questions you have in the comment box and I will be happy to answer. Thank you.